It is Macro Monday. Welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Today, we are going to be drinking Miller Lite from Miller Brewing Company out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Happy Macro Monday. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Macro Monday, Hopped Up Beer Review. It is the first Monday of the month.
Woohoo!
Everybody's favorite Monday. We are super excited to be back and trying another macro here on Hopped Up Beer Review. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What beer are we Macro Mondaying today?
Super excited.
Headache in a can. Miller Lite.
Yeah, let's go with the Miller.
Yeah. Let's go.
Ben, what size is that? What you got there?
This
would
would
22
be
ounce.
This is the 84 ounce.
No, it's not 84 ounces. This is 16 ounce. So
This
you,
is
you
24.
have the vertical. Yeah, okay.
This is the 24.
See,
Yeah.
mine would be
writing.
12 ounce.
All right.
Yet I bet I still finish it before Ben does.
Yours is half as big.
Make that make sense.
You think I'm the one with the math problem on the show.
It was a joke, Ben.
I know.
Oh, it smells like a pure macro.
Get the clarity on that one.
Yep.
You can see straight through to my logo.
There you go. Whose idea was to do Macro Mondays anyway?
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Happy Macro Monday.
Whew.
I shouldn't be drinking this until I've had like several other craft beers and my taste is gone. Miller Lite. It's an American light lager. It's a Pilsner, as it says right on the front. 4.2%, 10 IBUs. Currently, it is their flagship. Originally, the flagship of Miller Brewing Company was the High Life. High Life was introduced in 1903. Ben, I'd like for you to put a link to the High Life because that was a Macro Monday that we've done in the past.
Yep.
Miller Lite was first produced in 1975. Before I start to go into the history of it and the light beer, I want to point out the can. It says, got to get the glare out. Inside is a fine Pilsner beer brewed with the highest quality ingredients. We use choice hops from the Pacific Northwest, as well as noble Saaz hops, and deliver more taste, aroma, and color with only 96 calories per 12 ounce. Highest quality ingredients. I turn the can, and it says ingredients: water, barley malt, corn syrup, dextrose, yeast hops, and hop extract. Corn syrup is used as part of the brewing process only. Miller Lite never uses high fructose corn syrup. Only the...
Well, that's not on my can because it's only 12 ounces, so they couldn't fit that on my can.
They couldn't fit all that. We're just admitting we're crap, pretty much on the label. Hey, we have corn syrup in ours.
Yay.
And you can smell it right in there. Seeing that it's not much to this beer, there's not much that they had to say about it. So I went on how it came about. And this being a Macro Monday, there's a lot to go over. Hold on to your pants. So the history of light beers. The calorie reduced light beer was first introduced in 1967 by Rheingold Brewery in New York. It was a 4.2% pale lager. It was called Gablinger's Diet Beer. And it used a process that had been developed in 1964 by a Swiss chemist named Dr. Hirsch Gablinger. So it was marketed as beer for people dieting. And though it wasn't successful, because it was like, I want beer. I don't care about that. No, diet, back then.
Yeah, that's before
Beer
that
drinkers
culture
weren't
came to
about
be.
dieting. Yeah. So it was then, since it wasn't very successful, it was offered to this Chicago brewery called Peter Hand Brewing. And then that brewery, Peter Hand Brewing, was bought out by an investment group, and it was renamed Meisterbräu or Meisterbrau Brewing. So I first got introduced to Meisterbräu when I was a poor grad student, and it was $2 a six pack at the Super Kmart. And you think this labeling on the Miller Lite can is pretty basic. It was even more basic than that. It was a white can with a beer mug and some hops and stuff, and it just said Meisterbräu.
When you were a grad student?
Yeah. For my professional degree, I was down there in Jackson and area. It was a graduate school program.
This was before the Hopped Up Beer Review internship.
Yeah, long before.
Yeah.
That was.
But after we had all spent time together in our juvenile years.
Yeah. This was 23, 24 years ago. 24 years ago. Yeah. So it was coined Meisterbräu Lite. And it was a companion to their Meisterbräu flagship beer, the regular. As you could probably guess, Meisterbräu experienced financial problems because nobody wanted crap beer. And they sold several of their labels to Miller in 1972. So Miller relaunched the beer as, quote, light, as we see it today. But at that time, we're talking like 1973, they sold it in 4 test markets around the nation. Their official name was Light Beer from Miller until the late 90s, although we always called it Miller Lite.
Yep.
Officially, it was Light Beer from Miller until the 90s, and then it was like the late 90s, and then it was like Miller Lite. So 1975 is when they launched it nationally, and it became the first mainstream light beer in the United States. So mainstream light beer. Incidentally enough, it's a gold-winning beer. In 2010 and 2014, at the Great American Beer Fest, it won gold for the best American-style lager or light lager.
Was that the first year that they judged beer?
Yeah, I don't know. Go America.
I don't know that we could trust the results of any of that. Any of those now.
So I say it was the first mainstream, but it wasn't the first to launch the light beer. That goes to Coors Brewing. It first used, quote, light beer or small beer term in 1941. Sold as a low ABV. That was the original Coors Light, but it stopped not too long after that. Must not have gotten very popular, but relaunched it in 1978, probably after seeing how well Miller Lite was doing.
Successful from Miller Lite in 74. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wanted to say Miller Lite is, Milwaukee, Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They are the official sponsors of Green Bay Packers, Milwaukee Brewers, Milwaukee Bucks, the Dallas Cowboys, Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Chicago Bears.
So what's the big connection with those other cities?
Yeah, they're just big into sports. Yeah. Money market. So I'm just going to go briefly over Miller Brewing Company. Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Why don't you take a drink for a minute or two?
I need to get some water in me.
Freshen your
Hydrate.
palate. Yeah, hydrate.
It's very important.
What are you going to say,
Miller
Ben?
Brewing Company.
So, I was just saying it's very important to hydrate.
Very important. 1855, it was founded by Frederick Miller, who immigrated to the United States in 1854. And he leased and later purchased the Plank Road Brewery. So I kind of forgotten that. It was so long ago that we did the High Life. He had, prior to coming to the United States, he had been a brewmaster for a German prince around 1849. And he brought unique brewer's yeast from Germany. And the descendant yeast of that is still used in the same beers today. Too much of us. 2002, SAB Miller bought it, formed Miller Coors in 2008, and then AB InBev in 2015 bought SAB Miller. So then they had to divest the Miller brands in the United States by selling to Miller Coors and then Molson Coors. So technically this is part of Molson Coors.
All right.
You're Canadian. Just kidding.
It's all going to be one big, eventually, world regime.
I don't know. The tariffs on the Canadians might bump this price up.
Oh gosh, I guess I won't buy it.
Oh no. All right. Who has had this one before? I'll jump in and go first. So this past weekend I was at an event and I had 3 options of beer. One was Bud Light, one was Miller Lite, and I don't remember what the third one was, but it was something along the same lines. So I had a few Miller Lights this last weekend. So it's, I guess, fortuitous, if you will, that we're reviewing this now a few days later.
I hope it wasn't Natural Light.
It wasn't Natural Light. No, it was. I don't remember what it was, but it was something. It was the same vein.
Yeah.
So to me, though, I mean, this one is it's the American macro. It's corn. I mean, corn is the main flavor I get on that first sip, and it's, you can just taste it. I mean, it is light. I will say that I'm probably going to pick it out of. Obviously, I'm going to pick it out of the few. I guess what I'm getting at is it's not at the bottom for me. There are things I'd rather have. I'd rather have Miller Lite than some other things. Those things are very few and far between. But I had several of them the other day because it was the best option that I had. So for that reason, it's a macro corn mash of clear, tasteless beer. It's 4. I think it's okay in a pinch. That's all if that's your only option, or your best option among really bad macros, then that's where I see it. So, what do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's been an interesting experiment. We joke about Macro Mondays, but honestly, there's several of these beers that I would never have gone back to and drank again, or B, wouldn't have pulled off the shelf, because some of the ones that we've had that have been like international macros, it's been intriguing. But to me, I agree with you. I mean, I think we've found several that we were surprised with, like the Natural Light versus this beer versus High Life or some of the others. I mean, it's been a good experiment. And I like it. To me, the way I used to think of it when we were in college, you really had your 3 basic macros now in college, and back before then, there was it depended on how much money we had. But if you could pick and choose, your choices likely were Coors Light, Bud Light, or Miller Lite. To me, Miller Lite was always headache in a can. That's why I joked about it at the intro. And it's never been one that I've been favorable on. Out of the three of the bigs, I was always kind of in that Coors Light camp. Now, if I could find one of the heavy Michelobs, which I haven't seen one of those in the funky bottles in a long time. I don't know if they even still make it after they've switched to Michelob Ultra. But this one has always been on the lower end to me. It's corn. When I would have 2+ of these, it would give me that headache, and I just didn't like it. So I understand it's popular. It's got all the sporting events, but I'm with you. It's a 4 for me. It's not one that I'm going to reach for even on the macro side. I'll go to the High Life or to the Natural Light or some of those others that we've tried. It's filler beer.
It's worse than filler beer, in my opinion. But yes, it's desert island beer, right, Andy? This is one you would want to have. Desert island.
Jesus, yeah. That's because you can't drink the water. It's all salt water, so you need a.
Yeah.
I am curious. We discussed this on another episode where the label shows you got your hops, you got your wheat, but they don't show corn. They got corn in this thing. Why aren't they putting corn on it? Because that's what, when you smell it, when you taste it, you just get that corn. This, of the filler beers and the macros, for the longest time, Miller was my go-to. And taste-wise, I found it better tasting than the others until we started doing more macros. And Jay, you mentioned that, and I was like, it had been years since I've had 908, and I was like, I'm actually surprised at.
It's got more flavor.
This thing's good, yeah. How much more flavor it was.
It's got more flavor and just better all around to me. But
because the only times I'd had something like a Natty Light in years prior was after having so much of something else, or going on a run, and I'm just like, I'm ready to drink something.
Yeah, something cold and hot. Cold and refreshing.
Yeah, but this, it is what it is. We all know it's a macro. We're not going to pretend like it's some great beer. I'm going to give it a 4.5. It's, it was there for me. It's my filler beer, and it'll, although I've changed filler beer. I don't reach for this for a filler beer anymore. So this is the first time I bought it in a good while. I've been trying some new things and moving on. Like Outlaw beer. Outlaw is now my filler.
Yeah. Did I tell you about that one?
No, I just saw it in the store one day earlier in the fall or late in the summer. I was just like, okay, try this out.
I've been getting that when I go to the river. I can get a case of Outlaw for $19.
Yeah, so I just put that in my beer fridge in the garage. So it's in my yard beer, or in the Grove after I've already had a few.
It's got a corn flavor to it, but it's
it's
not horrible.
I don't know if it's a macro brewing.
I'll still go to the Natural Light because the Dollar General typically has it on sale for $8.99 a 12-pack. So.
Read that.
Yeah, filler.
So Andy, that you got a half point for nostalgia there. Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much. For my appreciation for formative years.
I'm marking up my scorecard. I just want to make sure I get it properly. That will be a 4.2 for Miller Lite from Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on this Macro Monday. Are we almost out of like the corn style macros? Surely by this point we've done them all, right?
No, we still haven't done the ultimate water beer. Michelob Ultra. Come on.
Ultra, Bud Light. We haven't done Bud Light.
Gosh. Stick around for those because they're going to be coming in the next years, I guess.
Did we do Coors Light even? We haven't even done Coors Light. We've just done Coors Banquet.
We did the banquet. Yeah.
We got a lot
guys.
more macros.
Lord.
You want to see us suffer?
When can we retire this?
Come back for Macro Monday. If anybody out there has a better idea for Macro Monday, you know, I don't even know at this point, but we're all ears. But definitely appreciate you checking out this video. Appreciate if you would like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. That would extremely help us out. We are trying to reach 500 subs before the end of 2025.
Sorry.
With Andy yawning like that, I don't think we're probably going to lose a few here. So thanks a lot, Andy.
So unprofessional.
But I know. We've got some links down below in the description. We've got a merch link. We've got a social media link. We've got a Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server link where we talk about Macro Monday sometimes. And it's a chat room. You can come hang out with us. And we're all there, as well as some others who have joined us. So check it out. And then we have some links for some glassware that we have purchased on this show that we show off and, buy and whatever, as well as some other links for hardware software we use to produce the show. With that, I'm going to shut up. Thanks for watching this Macro Monday video. More to come in the macros. For Andy and the Attic and Jay, I am Ben. Happy Macro Monday. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. So good to finish that.
I've got the big boy.